Welcome to the hotel. Today I wanted to go over how to make a typical Clams casino style beat and maybe add how I do my own spin on things here and there. Typically when I look for samples on these kinds of beats, I like to avoid using things with drums because they are usually pretty obstructive of a nicer end goal you get without them, but you can always use a stem splitter these days. To begin, I like to use Serato's sampler, but any sampler will work. I sometimes like to just scroll through and do the Clams Casino method of just finding chops I like and cutting them from the original audio as well, but today I'm using a sampler to keep things a little easier for myself. First we pick out our chops. I've gone ahead and already picked some I like from this song. However, a tip I recommend is to use vowel sounds, as they typically sound the nicest and are less harsh than consonant noises, but that is more of a guideline than a rule when it comes to the vocals of a song. For an intro, I just recommend taking any part of your vocal that is particularly ambient, putting it in reverse, and slapping a reverb on it. It's pretty simple. You can chop it up, but I don't know, sometimes I just do this. Reverse, halftime, reverb, keeps it simple. After that, we want a pretty heavy bass line, usually a nice sub bass, a Reese, or an 808 that usually just follows either the note your chop is playing or a good note that matches it. Right here I've got kind of two examples, one of a bass note I feel matches it relatively well. And then I also decided to go with one that matches the note that my chop is playing. But either works. Now, I typically get bothered by certain instruments for myself behind vocal chops, so I like to use a stem splitter, as you can tell. But I do like to layer a pad behind those to give a good bed for the vocal to sit in that isn't just the bass, so you end up with this. For drums, a heavy style of boom bap and trap is the most popular use for these styles, so I like to do a boom bap body for the kick and snare, and then a trap hi-hat and a perk, as I feel this gives a really strong energy and combines both a mix of acoustic and digital sounds.